5, 4.
It's Parachute 2014. I'm Dan. We're here at the Rhema Media tent, and I would like you all to please welcome my good friends from Ascend the Hill. Hello, gentlemen. Hello. Welcome to Rhema Media site. We're going to chat for a little bit, but we should do the obligatory kind of go down the line, introduce yourself, who you are, what you play in the band. We'll do that starting down the end. Let's go.
All right, I'm Hayden. I play bass guitar in the band.
My name's Joel. I sing and play guitar in the band.
My name's Jonathan. I play drums.
My name's Seth, and I play guitar.
Very good. Very multi-talented. Now, this isn't the first time you guys have been to Parachute. You've been a couple of times. What is it about festival that you just want to come back to? Anything in particular?
The people, man.
People, I was just going to say that, yeah.
I think what makes this festival come alive for me is just the people, the staff, volunteers, attendees, maybe Dan.
It could be touch and go. But you mentioned the crew and the volunteers. I reckon while we've got some time, we should give them a round of applause.
Yeah.
It is the volunteers that make this happen. All the sound people and stuff, they've been here for a few days, and they're going to have to tear this down once it's all finished. It's a monster effort. But you guys are here, you come a ton, you're Kiwi favourites. And so for people who maybe don't know what Ascend the Hill are about, can you give us a little backstory, give us a little kind of introduction to you as a band?
Yeah. So Ascend the Hill really speaks to what our hearts are about as a band. We never started out intending to do the band thing. We're just guys who played music together and worshiped together and would do events from time to time, and then it just kind of snowballed to where we recorded some music and did some tours, and the next thing you know, 5 years later, 3 records, lots of countries and all kinds of travel. God most of the time has plans that are better than yours, you know? And so Ascend the Hill is really just about trying to yield to whatever that plan is and whatever it is God has for us. And we like to write songs that help people experience the Lord in a real and intimate way. And that's pretty much who we are,
Yeah. Now, I have said that you guys, this isn't the first time you've been here. You've toured the North Island. I remember the first time you came here, the Come and Live tour. Mm-hmm. Many happy memories. Perhaps Seth, my favorite memory. You know where this is going, my friend. So for those of you who don't know, Americans are not super keen on things that aren't full of sugar. Marmite, in particular, is not something. There's a few in the crowd who know what I'm talking about. Seth, let's flash back, if we can, just for a brief moment, to Harwood. In the Naki, the first Come and Live tour, and your Marmite experience. Are you still a fan of Marmite? Because you love that, man.
Well, I mean, this is what confuses me about like your guys' fascination with that is like usually when you like something like peanut butter, you know, like on toast, you want a lot of peanut butter because it's really good.
Because it tastes good.
And anyone you talk to about Marmite, they're like, no, just a little tiny bit. Like, it obviously nothing's that good if you want like just a tiny bit of it.
That is the most solid argument against Marmite.
It really is. Like,
because if you love it, you can't get enough of it.
Yeah.
But Marmite, for people who eat it consistently, you can't put too little.
Yeah,
You're like,
exactly.
maybe some butter, maybe add some things that'll actually make it taste good.
Yeah, exactly. Like just a little bit. Maybe like hide it with some jelly, or like, you know. But I don't remember how many push-ups I was trying to do. Do
you had like a bet or
I
something.
think it was 50.
So the
which
bet
is
was
sad.
at the start of the tour, you said that by the end of it, you'd be able to do a certain number of push-ups. I think it was 30 or 50 or something. And if you didn't do it, a teaspoonful of Marmite would go down, and a teaspoonful is a lot just to do on its own.
It went down, it just didn't stay down.
It didn't stay down.
No, it didn't go down. It stuck to the roof of my mouth, and I tried to get it out, but it wouldn't.
By far, one of my favorite moments of any tour I've done over the 4 or 5 years that I've been doing this job.
God.
To this day, the go-to story for the cool moments. So it's so cool to have you guys back. Stay away from Marmite.
Yeah, I haven't touched it since.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah,
So last couple of years been pretty big for you guys. New album, My Ransom Son's come out. You want to talk about that a little bit? So give us some backstory on that.
We were in a pretty vulnerable but special place in our lives. You know, we had been touring non-stop for 3.5 years or so, spending like 7-8 months a year on the road, and we were pretty worn out, pretty tired, and in just a really vulnerable place in our lives with the Lord, just him working through individual issues. And we really came to a point where it's like, either we're going to figure out how to do this band thing in a way that allows us to sustain and do it forever, or we'll just call it quits. Like, no hard feelings, no like fights, no anger, whatever. We're just tired, you know? And seeing a lot of like good, amazing, beautiful things in the church around the world, but then also like experiencing everything else that comes along with people. You know, we were just tired, we just burnt out, you know?
Yeah.
And so we went home. We took 3 months off. We went home, we prayed, and then we got really excited about writing a record together again that was just from our hearts. And so we sat down and we were like, we don't want it to be super corporate and accessible and like polished just for the sake of it being that. And we don't want it to be super weird and edgy and different just for the sake of being edgy and different. Let's just be genuine with the sound and the worship that's inside of us. However it sounds, however it looks, however it comes out is what it's going to be. And so we wrote a record that I think we're all really proud of, and it like was from our hearts, musically and lyrically, like was just an expression of what God was doing in our hearts. And I think that's why people connect with it and in that intimate kind of level, is because it's like it's really real for us, you know.
Now, something that I've always admired a lot from you guys, and we mentioned it before, the Come and Live tour, and you guys being a part of Come and Live. So if people maybe aren't super familiar with that, Jared, you want to maybe just kind of explain kind of what Come and Live is all about and kind of what kind of you do with that, maybe?
Yeah. So Come and Live is a nonprofit organization, mission-based organization that we're a part of. And basically it's a group and community of like-minded artists that all give their music away for free and believe in two core principles of radical generosity and simple living. And so it's kind of like what it's all based and founded upon, and a platform for us to give our music away for free. But more than that, it's a community that we're a part of and lean on in times of need. Like when Joel was talking about when we were writing O Ransom Son and stuff, we were in a lot of community and leaning on our friends and all of that and Come and Live, along with home community.
And I mean, for us in a media mindset, seeing that in the music industry is something that is, you know, pretty different than the standard model of, you know, record label pays for everything and then kind of they take care of most of it, but you guys are so involved and so connected, and you can certainly tell. So bless you guys as you continue to do that. Festival main stage tonight, you guys have a set. What can people expect if they didn't catch you at Palladium yesterday? What is the sound of Ascend the Hill going to be on main stage tonight? Like, what's the plan? Loud is good. I like the sound of that.
You can expect some old hymns, which a lot of people love. We wrote the hymns record a couple of years ago. You can expect some new songs, and in any gathering of where we're given the opportunity to play music, you can just expect that we're not going to concern ourselves with much other than lifting up the banner of Jesus, and just gonna give that all that we have, you know. And most of the time that means our set list changes halfway through the set, and you know, we just kind of roll with it. But we love to get in those moments, whether you're on a big stage, open air, or whether you're in a small whatever, you know, we want to yield to whatever it is God wants to do. So open hearts, open minds, willing vessels, and just see what the Lord wants to do.
Awesome. And my last question for you guys is, other than being on stage, what are you excited about for Parachute? Any bands in particular you guys are keen to check out while you're here, or anything else you're keen for while you're in New Zealand before you gap it? You're touring with Amiga and Amiga Levine and Stevie Lewin right after festival is over, so that's pretty awesome as well. But anything else that you guys are keen for while you're over here? More Marmite for this guy.
Oh, man.
Definitely more of that.
Half noise.
And
Half
coffee.
noise is awesome.
That's about it.
Coffee,
Meat pies and coffee.
Meat pies and coffee.
Yeah.
Good.
That is one thing you guys do really
And
nice.
bombs. Doing bombs.
Bombs, mine.
And Half Noise. We're really excited to see Half Noise.
Half
Half
noise,
noise,
yeah. Half noise.
Listener, Kai
Listener, Kai Kai,
John
yeah.
Mark. It's crazy that like we come to the other side of the world to hang out with all of our friends from home that we never see. You know,
That's
so
great.
cool. It's so much good music and like local music. We've been able to check out and listen to just the wonderful God-given talent that this country has been endowed with. It's pretty amazing. Yeah.
We are pretty lucky and super blessed to have you guys here. Really looking forward to main stage tonight. You're going to be terrific. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, Ascend the Hill. Rock on, dudes.